Mayor? It's
Guys,
on the,
is this better?
Mary,
that's far better.
your characters are as follows. You are Malcolm, Woo, Nedry, Volunteer Number 1, and Helicopter Pilot. I did, man. I'll email it again. Okay, are you writing this down, or do you want me to email it? You're Malcolm. Malcolm. Your second character is Woo, W-U. Your third character is...
Sorry, that was uncalled for.
This is exactly what I was hoping this would be like. This much fun. Your third character is Nedry, N-E-D-R-Y. Fourth character is Volunteer Number 1. And last, you are Helicopter Pilot.
There's going to be some choice lines for Helicopter.
Josh, you're killing me.
The music's playing too for me. I can hear it.
Oh, so okay, guys. It is Jurassic Park Part 1.
Or Part 1.
Because we don't know how long this will be.
Turn down the music. I have two different versions of it going. Oh. That was so disheartening. Okay.
I can't stop laughing. We haven't even started.
Really quiet for some reason.
Mayor, we're here.
What?
We're quiet on the inside is what we are.
Yeah.
Alright, we're all here?
We are here.
I believe so.
Clayton?
Okay, here we go.
Okay. We need...
Okay, not to be annoying or anything, but you guys mind if I refill my drink real quick before we...
No, you go for it. I have to read the page 1 anyway, so it's fine. Jurassic Park.
I gotta pull this.
Screenplay by David Culp. Based upon the novel by Michael Crichton. On an adaptation by Michael Crichton, alias Scott Marmo. December 11th, 1992. Exterior, jungle, night. Who the hell is playing the opening title music? Is that me?
Oh, shoot.
That was my... This didn't fit the theme of what I was looking for. Okay. Exterior, jungle, night. An eyeball, big, yellowish, distinctly inhuman, stares raptly between wooden slats. The eye darts from side to side, alert as hell. A legend tries to place us. Isla Nublar, 120 miles west of Costa Rica, but to us it's still the middle of nowhere. It's quiet for a second. A roar rises up from the jungle, deafening. The trees shake as something very, very large plows through them right at us. Every head gathered in the little clearing snaps, turning in the direction of the sound as it bursts through the trees. It's a bulldozer. It drops its scoop and pushes forward into the back end of the crate, shoving it across the jungle floor toward an impressive fence structure that towers over the enclosed section of thick jungle. There's a guard tower at one end of this folded open that makes it look like San Quentin. I hear Johnny Cash somewhere. The bulldozer pushes forward. That wasn't in there. The bulldozer pushes forward into the back end.
I know.
And
I know.
The crate thuds to the floor. The door slides open into the pen, making a space as big as the end of the crate. Nobody moves for a second. A grim-faced guy who seems to be in charge, Robert Muldoon, although we don't know it yet.
All right, pushers, move in. Loading team, move out.
The movement is agitated whoever is inside the crate, and the whole thing shivers and growls and snaps comes from inside. Everyone moves back.
All right, steady. Get back there now. Push. Get back in there. Don't let her know you're afraid.
From inside the gate, we get glimpses of what's on the other side of those wooden slates. Jungle foliage, men with rifles searching searchlights. The view is herky-jerky as the crate is put into position.
I'm sorry. I'm getting there. Sorry. Well locked. Loading team, step away. Joffrey, raise the gate.
Worker climbs to the top of the gate. The searchlights are trained on the door. Now everything happens at once. The worker thuds to the jungle floor. The crate jerks away from the mouth of the holding pen. Flash, an alarm. Buzzer sounds, and a claw slashes from inside the crate. We need to put somebody on sound effects. Clayton, you're doing sound effects.
I can't do sound effects and all the characters you've given me, Jack.
This is no time to complain, Clayton. You got this. A claw slashes from inside the crate.
Crawl.
It sinks into the ankle of the worker, dragging him toward the dark mouth between the crate and the pen. The worker screams and paws the dirt, leaving long claw marks. You can see us rapidly dragged toward the crate. Muldoon shouts orders.
Get tasers, get in there, damn it!
They fire their guns. The wood of the crate splinters. Muldoon runs in, grabs the worker, trying to pull him free. Somebody needs to be the worker. The wild arcs of the current from the stun gun flash all around. But in a second, the worker is gone. Cut to exterior mountainside.
Oh, that's bullshit. They didn't use the scene. Shooter! Shooter!
That's literally like,
That was the reason I chose that stupid character for that stupid line. I didn't even get to do it.
that doesn't happen until later.
Damn
Didn't
it.
even put it in. Wow. Alright, exterior. Mano de Dios, Ambermine, Dominican Republic. Donald Gennaro, 40, in his city's man idea of hiking clothes and a $100 haircut, approaches on a raft being pulled across river by two men. On the hillside, Juan Rastango, 30-ish, Costa Rican, a smart-looking guy in workers' clothes, is waiting for him. Rastango.
Tiango mel piasto kiwa diacian kiwa siakia.
God.
Oh, I found 1,000 pesos. They say he follows, or I bet
You can say
1,000
that.
pesos he
You just
follows.
You just say the Spanish. Just say the dang Spanish.
Okay, we'll stick to
Start over.
Spanish.
Start over.
I vote we just do the English. That's
No, Clayton. No one asked you, man. Just kidding, Clayton. I'm just teasing. Clayton's opinion is very valid. What do you think, guys?
It's
all your
a,
fault.
We could say it in English, but with an accent, right? Like.
I bet 1,000 pesos he falls.
yes, nailed it.
Nailed it. Love it. Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay, so you got it. Go ahead. Mike,
Is that
it's all
me?
you.
Is that me? Okay.
Yeah, page 4.
Hola, Gianto.
Oh my god.
I'm not both Hispanic characters. I'm only one.
That's you.
I'm
No, just-
worker at Ambermine. That's who I am.
That's you.
I'm Restango. I'm not Girano. Who's Girano?
Oh, I am Geronimo. My bad. My bad.
Gennaro.
Mm-hmm.
It's the lawyer.
Hola, Juanito.
Hola, Bianto.
Rastango leads Gennaro toward the mines. Dozens of shirtless workers claw and scrape at a mountainside that is the site of the excessive mining operation. The work is all done by hand, pick and shovel instead of dynamite and bulldozer.
What's this? I hear at the airport Simon's not even here.
He sends his apologies.
Oh, sorry. Gennaro sounds very Latin, so sorry. What's this? I hear at the airport Hammond's not even here.
Wait, you're on the line. You're telling. Oh, shit. Yeah.
You're telling me that we're facing a $20 million lawsuit from the family of that injured worker and Hammond couldn't even be bothered to see me?
He had to leave early to be estranged his daughter. She's getting a divorce.
I understand that. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll be well advised to deal with the situation now. The insurance company, oh boy, I'm the underwriter for the park. Feel the accident raises some very serious questions about the safety of the park, and they're making the investors very anxious. I have to promise I had to promise I would conduct a very thorough on-site inspection.
Oh, Hammond hates inspections. They slow everything down.
Well, if they pull the funding, that will really slow things down.
The worker hurries up to them and bursts into the conversation, breathless.
Shit, who's worker?
Chief, we
You gotta
found
do it.
another mosquito in the same place.
I think it'd be way more funny to do the Spanish. Go ahead.
Oh. Are you sure?
You sound like
Show
Mr.
me.
One from VeggieTales right there. Like, you know, the one gourd with the gold tooth in VeggieTales? That's what that was.
Anyway.
Yeah, what
Are you
he
saying
said.
cheeseburger? 'Cause-
Cheeseburger. Oh, okay.
Okay,
So,
Rastango, come on.
okay. Sergo, no sell me. Are you sure? Show me.
Worker and Rastango scramble back deeper into the mine. Rastango calls back over his shoulder to Gennaro.
It seems like it's going to be a good day after all. They found another one. Come on.
Gennaro struggles to keep up exterior cave day. Rastango fights his way to the center of the group. One of the workers hands him something, and Rastango examines it carefully.
Hey guys,
A chunk of amber. Yeah?
isn't Gennaro the lawyer guy?
Yes. They've been doing a Spanish accent accidentally half the time. That's
I was so confused.
I feel like an idiot now.
yeah, you're totally good. It's a chunk of amber, a shiny yellow rock the size of a $50.
Oh, shoot. What is up with that microphone?
Chopper or something? Like, are we getting a radio conversation from an airplane? What is going on?
He took
Why-
Arnold's advice. He got to the chopper.
Die.
Better.
Yes.
Okay, Gennaro, here we go.
Okay, why not?
If 2 experts sign off on the island, the insurance company guys will back off. I already got Ian Malcolm, but they think he's too trendy. They want Alan Grant.
Who's Restando? Shoot.
You are Restondo.
Wait, I am? I feel like an idiot.
As you have been for the last 10 minutes.
I am sorry, guys. Grant, you'll never get him out of Manita, Montana.
Why not?
Manita.
Because he's like me. He's a digger.
Sango turns and holds the amber to the sunlight streaming through the mouth of the cave. With the light pouring through it, the amber is translucent and we can see something inside the strange stone. A huge mosquito long dead entombed there.
Oh, you're so beautiful. You will make a lot of people happy.
Glad that was cut. Cut 2. Exterior of the dig. Day. An artist's camel hair brush carefully sweeps away sand and rock to slowly reveal the dark curve of a fossil. It's a claw. A dentist's pick gently lifted from its place it has laid for millions of years. Pull up to reveal a group of diggers working on a large skeleton. All we see are the tops of their hats. The paleontologist working on the claw lays it in his hand.
For 4 complete skeletons, such a small area, the same horizon.
They died together?
Oh, thank you. I love you guys.
Is that Mare's part?
Who's Ellie? Because that's awesome.
That's definitely my part.
Oh, dude, you rock that, bro.
Ellie
You
was
rock
supposed
that.
to be Browning. Remember?
Yeah, well, Browning's not here, so.
SOL Browning.
I do too. He's a great guy. The
he's a great dude.
taphonomy sure looks that way.
If they died together, they lived together. Suggest some kind of social order.
Dr. Alan Grant, mid-30s, a ragged-looking guy with intense concentration you wouldn't want to get in the way if carefully examines a claw.
Oh my
Dr. Ellie sat
gosh.
there working with him, leans in close and studies it too. She paints the exposed bone with rubber cement. Ellie, in her late 20s, athletic-looking, very impatient in shadow, as if nothing in life happens quite fast enough for her.
Oh my
Her
god,
face is pressed up against his. She's sitting so close.
this writing is too good. They hunted as a team. They dismembered Tyrannosaurus bones over there. That's lunch. That's what killed our raptors in a lake bed. And a bunch like this, we better come up with something that makes sense.
A drought! The lake was shrinking.
That's good, right? That's right. They died around a dried up puddle without fighting each other. This is looking good.
From the bottom of the hill, a voice shouts to them.
Oh shit,
Am I volunteer,
Dr.
boy?
Grant!
There it is. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it, Mare. Oh, you.
Dr. Sadler, we're ready to try again.
I hate,
Dr. Grant signs and sits back up, stretching out his back.
I hate computers.
Shoves the claw absent-mindedly into his pocket, and he and Ellie walk toward the source of the voice. As they walk, we get our first look at the Badlands. Exposed outcroppings of crumbling limestone stretch for miles in every direction, not a tree or bush in sight. In the dig itself, the ground is checkered with excavations everywhere. There's a blah, 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 blah. Grant, Ellie, and a volunteer walk down the hill, and Grant spots a kid kicking dirt into one of the digs.
Oh, yeah.
He notices.
Yeah.
Who wants to be the kid? Who wants to be the kid? I don't think we
Mare's
have...
part. Mare hasn't had a part in ages. Go for it.
Okay. What's that kid doing?
Wait, do I get to be the annoying kid?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Okay, now.
Oh,
Go for
right.
it.
What's that kid doing to the kid?
To the
What are
kid.
you doing there? Excuse me. Can you just back off? This is very fragile. Are you out of your mind? Get off that and go find your parents. Did you see what he just did?
The kid stomps away, pissed off.
Jerk.
Asshole!
Why do they just bring their kids? Why do
You
they
can hire
have...
your help, but there's 4 summers of work here with money for one. And you'd say it's a learning experience, sort of a vacation. And you get volunteers with kids.
He and Ellie arrive to where several volunteers are clustered around a computer terminal that's set up on a table in a small tent. Its flaps lashed open to the volunteer.
Ready to give us a shot, Jerry?
Little girl moves too close to the machine.
Want to watch the computer?
Ellie quietly moves her out of Grant's way to a place where she can see.
Volunteer.
Thumper ready?
Ready.
Fire! fire!
The volunteer throws a switch on a machine that looks a bit like a floor buffer. The whole thing hops up into the air as it drives a soft lead pellet into the earth with tremendous force. There's a dull thud, and the earth seems to vibrate, and all eyes turn to the computer screen.
How long does this usually take?
It should be immediate return. You shoot the radar into the ground, the bone bounces back.
The screen suddenly comes alive, yellowed contour lines tracing it across in three waves detailing a dinosaur skeleton.
This new program's incredible. A few more years of development and you don't have to dig anymore.
It looks at him and his expression is positively wounded.
Well, where's the fun in that?
It looks a little distorted, but I don't think that's the computer.
Ellie?
Postmortem contraction of the posterior neck ligaments. Velociraptor.
You guys making me laugh. Yes, good shape too. 5-6 feet high. I'm guessing 9 feet long. Look at the...
He points to the part of the skeleton, but when his fingers touch the screen, the computer beeps at him and the image changes. He pulls his hand back as if it shocked him.
What you do?
Typo. Well, we can highlight that and send that to Spielberg.
Dr. Grant is not machine compatible.
They've got it in for me.
Volunteer laughs and touches a different part of the screen, which brings the original image back. Grant continues, but does not get as close.
Look at the half-moon shaped at the bone in the wrist. No wonder these guys learned to fly. Grant is surprised.
I know. You're supposed to. You got the script, bro.
Okay. Now, seriously, show of hands. How many of you have read my book?
Everyone stops laughing and looks away. Ellie raises her hand supportively. So does the volunteer. Grant sighs.
Great. Well, maybe dinosaurs have more in common with present-day birds and reptiles. Look at the Look at the pubic bone.
Pubic.
It's turned backwards.
It's definitely pubic.
Look at the pubic bone. It's turned
I think
backwards.
it's actually pubic. Is
Pubic.
that a word?
Anyways, look at the bone. It's turned
It is mixed
backwards,
up.
just like a bird. The vertebrae, full of hollows and air sacs, just like a bird. Even the word raptor means bird of prey.
Kid steps forward and looks at the computer skeleton critically.
Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
Everyone sort of draws their breath and steps aside, revealing the kid standing there. Grant turns to the kid, lowers his sunglasses, and stares at him like he just came from another planet. He strolls over to the kid, puts his arms around the shoulders in a friendly way.
Try to imagine yourself in the Jurassic period.
Ellie rolls her eyes.
Here we go.
I need to get my breath here. You guys are killing me. You get your first look at the 6-foot turkey as you move into a clearing. But Raptor, he knew you were there all a long time ago. He moves like a bird, lightly bobbing his head, and you keep still because you think maybe his visual acuity based on movement. Acuity, thank you. Acuity based on movement. But like a T-Rex, he'll lose you if you don't move. But no, not a velociraptor. You stare at him, and he just stares back. That's when the attack comes. Not from the front. No, from the side. From the other two raptors you didn't even know were there. Great sound effects, by the way.
We both did that. It's like we've seen the movie too many times. Grant walks around the kid.
Velociraptor's a pack hunter. You see, he uses coordinated attack patterns, and he's out in force today, and he slashes at you with this.
Just keep going. Give a little one like that.
Okay.
Kid kind of does that little, cross-eyed look at the claw.
He takes a claw from his pocket at the front of the raptor's 3-toed foot. A 6-inch retractable claw, like a razor, on the middle toe. They don't bother to bite the jugular like a lion. They just slash here, and here, and here.
Keep going. Keep going.
He points to the kid's chest and thigh. Or maybe across the belly, spilling your intestines. Point is, you're alive when they start to eat you. Whole thing took about 4 seconds.
Kid's on the verge of tears.
Little shit had it coming. So try to show a little respect. And with
With
that,
that, he walks back across the camp, returning to his skeleton. Ellie hurries to catch up with him.
You know, if you really wanted to scare the kid, you could have just pulled a gun on him.
yeah, I know. You know, kids, you want to have one of those.
Well, not one of those. Well, yeah, possibly one at some point could be a good thing. What's so wrong with kids?
Oh, Ellie, look, they're noisy, they're messy, they're sticky, they're expensive.
Cheap, cheap, cheap.
They smell.
Oh my gosh, they do not. They don't smell.
They do smell. Some of them smell. Babies smell.
All right, the one on the plane had an accident, but usually babies don't smell.
They know very little about the Jurassic period. They know less about the... Shit, I don't even want to say this. Less about
Cretaceous?
Cretaceous. Thank you.
The
Cretaceous.
what?
The
Okay,
Cretaceous.
Ellie wouldn't know what the Cretaceous period is, really.
That's why they deleted it.
She's a doctor, for goodness sake.
She's a paleobotanist, actually.
Shut your face.
The plot thickens. The Cretaceous.
Anything else, you old fossil?
Yeah, plenty. Some of them can't walk.
It frustrates me so much that I love you that I need to cry right now.
Ellie playfully takes Grant's hat off and gives him a light hug. They kiss. A strange wind seems to be whipping up. Grant and Ellie look around confused. The wind is getting stronger, blowing dirt and sand everywhere, filling in everything they've dug out, blowing the protective canvases off. Now there's a more familiar roar, and they look up and see it. A huge helicopter descending upon the camp.
The chopper.
The chopper.
Canvases that cover everything that's exposed.
Grant's already on it, trying to desperately protect the skeletons excavating. He's looking for the helicopter and shouts, shaking his fist. Cut to exterior base camp day. Down at the base camp, the helicopter has landed. The pilot is already out waiting as Grant comes down the mountaintop like Moses, steaming. Grant gestures wildly at him to turn the chopper off. The pilot points timidly to a mobile home across the camp. Grant runs to the trailer. Exterior trailer day. The door to the trailer slaps open and Grant storms in.
What the hell do you think you're doing in here?
The trailer serves as the dig's office. There are several long wooden tables set up, every inch covered with bone specimens that are neatly laid out, tagged, and labeled. Blah, blah, blah. His hand falls across a bottle of expensive champagne in the back. The man.
Oh, shit.
Pulls it out. The cork pops. The man turns around. John Hammond, 70-ish, is sprightly as hell with bright, shining eyes that say, "Follow me." Grant stares incredulously at the man, holding his champagne bottle without an invitation.
Quick note, I play both these characters. Josh, you want one of them? You want Hammond?
I'll be Hammond.
Okay. Hey, we were saving that.
But today, I guarantee it. Oh, Clayton, you should be Hammond. Go for it.
What today? I guarantee it.
There it is.
And who in God's name do you think you are?
John Hammond. And I'm delighted to finally meet you in person, Dr. Glenn.
Grant is struck silent. He shakes his hand, staring dumbly.
Mr. Hammond?
Hammond looks around the trailer approvingly at the enormous amount of work the bones represent.
I can see my 50,000 a year has been well spent.
The door slaps open and Ellie comes in just as pissed off as Dr. Grant was. Now, Mary, take over as Ellie.
This is our phlebotomist.
Hippopotamus.
Plebonist.
Pronounced hippopotamus.
Paleobotanist.
Paleobotanist. Thank you. Oh, I hate these words. Paleobotanist, Dr. Ellie.
A saddler.
That voice kills me. Oh, Dr. Sadler, Ellie, this is Mr. Hammond. In case she didn't catch it. John Hammond.
Did I say jerk? I'm sorry for the dramatic entrance, but I'm in a hurry. Would you have a wee bit of a drink now and then?
Grant begins to walk into the kitchen, making himself at home. Ellie follows him and tries to help. Grant settles behind the table.
Come along then. Don't let it get warm. Come on in, both of you. Sit down.
As Hammond moves, he notices he walks with a slight limp and uses a cane. For balance or style, it's hard to say which.
I have samples all over the kitchen. Come along. I know my way around the kitchen. Come along.
Grant goes around toward Grant, grabs a bottle of water, they look at each other, and they really back at the guy's bravado and sight down. Hammond dries the glasses.
No, I know, I'll get right to the point. I like you, both of you. I can tell instantly with people, that's a gift. I own an island off the coast of Costa Rica. I leased it from the government and spent the last 5 years setting up a kind of biological preserve down there. Really spectacular, spared no expense. It makes the one I had in Kenya look like a petting zoo. No doubt the sooner or later our attractions will drive the kids out of their minds.
And what are those?
Small versions of adults, honey.
Gives her a dirty look.
Notice, kid. For everyone, we're gonna open up next year unless the lawyers kill me first. I didn't care for lawyers, you?
I don't really know any.
Well, I'm afraid I do. There's a particular pebble in my shoe. He represents my investors. He says they insist on outside opinions.
What kind of opinions?
Not to put too fine a point on it, your kind. Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds. If I could just get you two to sign off on the park, give a wee testimonial, I could get right back on schedule. Schedule. Why would they care what we think?
What kind of park is this?
Well, it's right up your alley. Look, why don't you both, the pair of you, come down for the weekend? I'd love to have the opinion of a paleobotanist as well. I've got a jet standing by at your tower.
Jumps up and sits on the counter.
No, I'm sorry, that wouldn't be possible. We've just discovered a new skeleton, and...
I could compensate you by fully funding your dig.
You guys gotta interrupt each other faster.
Okay, this would be an awfully unusual time.
For a further 3 years.
Okay. Oh, this is Ellie elbows. There it is. Alright, cut to Exterior Cafe Day. Dennis Nedry is in his late 30s, a big guy with a constant smile that could either be laughing with you or at Seinfeld. You can never tell. He sits at a table in front of a Central American cafe eating breakfast. Nevertheless, in San Jose, Costa Rica, Nedry looks up and sees a man out of a taxi, Louis Dodgson, 50-ish, wearing a large straw hat and looking almost too much like an American tourist. Dodgson clutches an attaché case close to him as he scans the cafe furtively. Nedry laughs, shakes his head, and waves to him.
Mayor?
Dodgson.
No, you're not. No. Dodgson hurries over to the table.
You shouldn't use my name.
Dodgson. Oh shit. Okay, now I know where we are. Okay.
Yeah. Mayor, you're that fat dude, remember?
I know, now I get it.
Salty drunk.
Dodgson!
We got
Dodgson here! See, nobody cares. Nice hat. What are you trying to look like, a secret agent?
Dodgson ignores that, sets down his attaché case next to the table, and slides it towards Nedry.
$7.50.
Nedry smiles, pulls the attaché closer to him.
On delivery, 50,000. Oh, sorry. No, that is me. On delivery, 50,000 more for every viable embryo. That's 1.5 million if you get all 15 species off your island.
Oh, I'll get them all.
Remember, viable embryos. They're no use to us at all if they don't survive.
How am I supposed to transport them?
Pulls an ordinary can of shaving cream from the shoulder bag he carries and sets it across the table.
The bottom screws open. It's cooled and compartmentalized inside. They can even check if they want. Press the top.
Presses the top while Dodger talks to him. He looks around for somewhere to tuck the shaving cream. Someone's jello on a dessert tray next to him.
There's enough coolant gas for 36 hours.
What? No menthol?
Mr. Nedry, the embryos have to be back here in San Jose by then.
That's up to your guy on the boat. 7 o'clock tomorrow night at the East Dock. Make sure he got it right.
I was wondering how you're planning to beat the security.
I got an 18-minute window. 18 minutes and your company catches up on 10 years of research.
A waiter arrives and puts the check down on the table between them. Nedry looks down at it pointedly, then up at Dodgson.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodson.
Rolls his eyes and picks up the check.
That was Hammond's mistake.
Exterior, open sea, day, a helicopter, InGen construction emblazoned upon the side, skims low over the shimmering Pacific. 14 exterior helicopter day. Grant, Ellie, Gennaro, and Malcolm are huddled in the back of the chopper. Hammond is in the front with the pilot. There are 2 other passengers as well. Donald Gennaro, the lawyer from the Amber Mine, now dressed in safari clothes, everything straight from Banana Republic. The other, Dr. Ian Malcolm, 40-ish, dressed all in black with snakeskin boots and sunglasses. Malcolm, who finds it hard to take his eyes off Ellie, leans over and shouts over the engine whine.
Malcolm?
So you two dig up dinosaurs.
Try to.
Malcolm laughs, finding this very amusing, which confuses Grant. Hammond turns and looks annoyed.
You'll have to get used to Mr. Malcolm. He suffers from a deplorable excessive personality, especially for a mathematician.
Chaotician, actually. Chaotician.
Hey, Mayor, quick side note. Malcolm is your guy, remember? Mr. The black hair you wanted?
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind, Mayor.
So I would like to make one query before we get into this any further. And I love what we're doing.
Yes.
I don't want to have to say like the like directions like poking at Hammond's knee or whatnot unless it's pointed. So just if you hear a pause in the narration, just go on with the next line because there's a point to it. You know.
Yep.
Okay. I agree.
All
I'm
right.
with you on that one.
Also,
All right, so let's go.
My headset keeps cutting out, so if I'm late on something, it might be because I'm not hearing you guys.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. You're crushing it. You're sounding really good. It's working quite well. I like it.
Mayor, for Jeff
I think it's
Blow,
really funny.
I agree.
It's going to be really funny hearing, like, I can't wait for the scene between Ellie and Malcolm when Clayton's playing Ellie and playing Malcolm.
Mayor,
Right,
sound really cocky for Malcolm. Be cocky.
She's doing great.
You're
She's
doing great.
Malcolm laughs, finding this very amusing, which confuses Grant. Hammond turns around annoyed.
I'm lost. Shit. Okay. Hammond?
Yeah, me too.
I backed up a little bit. Go ahead, Clayton.
Sorry.
You'll have to get used to Dr. Malcolm.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to get used to. Oh, sorry, that was a little bit squeaky. You'll have to get used to Mr. Dr. Malcolm. He suffers from a deplorable excessive personality, especially for a mathematician.
Chaotician, actually. Chaotician.
Yes! Hammond snorts, even bothering to cover his contempt for Malcolm.
Don't worry about it. Just keep going. You got it. Just have Hammond snort. Clayton, you got to snort. There it
I
is.
did snort.
I didn't hear it. Better.
John doesn't subscribe to chaos, particularly what it has to say about his little science project.
Codswallop, you've never come close to explaining those concerns of yours about the island.
I certainly have, very clearly, because of the behavior of the system in space.
Just waves them off.
A load, if I may say so, of fashionable number crunching. That's all it is.
John.
Don't do that.
Dr. Grant, Dr. Sadler, have you heard of chaos theory?
No!
No? Nonlinear equations, strange attractions. Dr. Sadler. Dr. Sadler, I refuse to believe that you are not familiar with the concept of attraction.
Grant just rolls his eyes as Malcolm gives her an oily grin, but Ellie smiles, enjoying Grant's jealousy. Hammond turns to Gennaro and gives him a dirty look.
I bring scientists, you bring a rock star.
Hammond looks back at the windshield and claps his hands excitedly.
There it is! Up
Dun,
ahead, oh, sorry.
dun, 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 dun. I'm just gonna sing, you guys know where we are. Just keep going.
I wanted to play that stupid song so bad.
Clayton, your line.
Windshield. We have to drop fast. Hold on, this could be a bit thrilling. We're planning an airstrip on pilings extended out into the ocean 12,000 feet. Like LaGuardia, only a lot safer. What do you think?
Exterior helicopter landing pad day. The chopper plummets. One of the workers opens the door and the group gets out. Hammond looks out proudly. Exterior hilltop day. 2 large open-top jeeps roar down the hilltop away from the landing crosses. The helicopter engines whine back to life and the rotors start to spin again. Ellie, Grant, and Malcolm hold on tight in the front jeep. Ellie and Hammond and Gennaro are in the rear jeep. Both cars have drivers. They pass through an enormous gate and a 30-foot-high fence, which is closed behind them by 2 park attendants. There are large electrical insulators on the fence, warning lights that strobe. Importantly, that send clear signs. Electrified fence, 10,000 volts. In the rear jeep, Gennaro regards the fences critically.
The full 50-mile of perimeter fences are in place, and the concrete moats, and the motion sensor tracking systems. Donald, dear boy, do try to relax and enjoy yourself. Let's get something straight, John. This is not a weekend excursion. This is a serious investigation of the stability of the island. Your investors, whom I represent, are deeply concerned. 48 hours from now, if they are not convinced, I'm not convinced, and I can shut you down, John. 48 hours from now, I'll be accepting your apologies. Now get out of the way so I can see them.
Shoves Gennaro aside to get a clear view of Ellie and Malcolm.
Oh, I wouldn't mess this for the world.
Jeeps wind their way along the mountain road. In the lead Jeep, Ellie stares off to the right, fascinated by the thick tropical plant life around them. She tilts her hand as if something is wrong with this picture. She reaches out and grabs hold of a leafy branch as they drive by, tearing it from the tree. In the rear Jeep, Hammond, watching Grant, signals to his driver.
Just stop here. Stop here. Slow down.
He slows down and stops. So does the front Jeep. In the front Jeep, Ellie stares at the leaf, amazed, running her hand lightly over it.
Alan!
Wait, quick note. Clayton, you are killing it, bro. Your voice is so much fun. Dude,
I'm enjoying this so much.
I'm so glad you're a part of this, man. Thank you. I would give you a hug if you were here right now. I'm telling you, dude. This is so cool.
But Grant's not paying attention. He's staring, too, out the other side of the Jeep. Grant notices that several of the tree trunks are leafless, just as thick as the other tree, but gray and bare.
This shouldn't be here.
Grant goes to the seat, stops, and looks at one of the gray tree trunks. Riveted, he slowly stands up in his seat as if to get closer. He moves to the top of the seat, practically on his tiptoes. He raises his head, looking up the length of the trunk. He looks higher and higher.
What's up there?
And higher.
What's up there?
That's no tree trunk. That's a space station. No, that's a leg. Grant's jaw drops. His head falls all the way back, and he looks even higher above the tree line.
The species of Veniform was extinct since the Cretaceous period. This thing...
Grant, never tearing his eyes from the brachiosaur, reaches over and grabs Ellie's head, turning it to face the animal. She sees it and drops the leaf.
Oh my God!
Grant lets out a long, sharp paw, a combination laugh and shout of joy.
Oh shit! That's a dinosaur!
A dinosaur chewing the branches. Technically, it's a brachiosaur of the sauropod family, but we've always called it a brontosaurus. It crunches the branch in its mouth, which is some 35 feet up off the ground. At the end of its long arching neck, it stares down at the people in the car with a pleasant, stupid gaze. Ellie looks up at the sauropods and wonder. They're pretty light on their feet, a far cry from the sluggish, lumbering brutes we would have expected. Hammond gets out of the Jeep and comes back to join them. He looks like a proud parent showing off the kid. Ian Malcolm looks at Hammond amazed and with an expression that is a mixture of admiration and reproachment.
You did it, you crazy son of a bitch, you did.
Grant and Ellie continue walking, following the dinosaur.
Oh shit! Sorry. The movement.
Wait, agility, you're right!
In their amazement, Grant and Ellie talk right over each other.
Ellie,
talk over each other. Here we go.
Ellie, we can hear the Terry rule of the phobic, the bloodness. It doesn't apply. They're totally wrong. This is a warm-blooded creature.
Branches are suddenly ripped away. Another sauropod reaching for a branch high above their head stands effortlessly on its hind legs.
That thing's got a 25, 27-foot neck?
The brachiosaur, 30.
And you're going to sit there and try to tell me it can push blood up the 30-foot neck without a 4-chambered heart and get around like that? Like that? This is like a knockout punch for warm-bloodedness.
We clocked the T-Rex at 32 miles an hour. You've got a T-Rex! You've got a T-Rex! A T-Rex!
Say again.
Yes. We have a T-Rex.
Grant feels faint. He sits down on the ground.
Oh, man.
Honey, put your head between your knees and breathe.
Oh, my gosh.
Grant walks in front of him and looks out.
Dr. Grant, my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park.
They turn and look at the view again. It's a beautiful vista, reminiscent of an African plain. A whole herd of dinosaurs crosses the plain, maybe 100 that we see in a quick glance around.
Ellie, they're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
We were right!
How did you do it?
I'll show you.
Finally, we noticed Gennaro, who was sort of faded into the background while the others reacted. He was just staring, a look of absolute rapture on his face. He speaks in a voice that is hushed and reverent.
We're gonna make a fortune on this place.
Exterior, main compound bay, the main of Jurassic Park, with large area. 3 main structures connected by walkways and surrounded by the 2 impressive fences. The outer fence, almost 20 feet high. The third structure isn't really a building at all, but the impressive cage we saw earlier, overground inside with thick jungle foliage. The jeeps pull up in front of the visitor center. Exterior, visitor center day. Hammond leads Grant, Ellie, De Niro, and Malcolm up the stairs, talking as he goes. 2 ladies open the doors to the visitor center. The lobby of the still unfinished visitor center is a high-ceilinged place and has to be housed in its central feature. I can't even read what it's saying. A large skeleton of a tyrannosaur that is attacking a bellowing sauropod. Workmen in the basket of a condo frame are still assembling skeletons. The staircase climbs the far wall to another wing.
The most advanced amusement park in the world! Combining all the latest technologies. I'm not talking rides, you know. Everybody has rides. We make living biological attractions so astounding they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
Grant stares up at the dinosaur skeleton and just shakes his head. Ellie catches his reaction.
So, what are you thinking?
We're out of a job.
Don't you mean extinct?
Ellie and Malcolm move on ahead. Cut to interior showroom day.
Why don't you all sit down?
I'm gonna be Mr. DNA unless somebody has called it.
No, Josh. We want
do.
you to have a character, buddy. We want you to. You got to be a part of it, man. You know what I mean?
I'm enjoying my role more than you can imagine. But
Okay.
I feel like Mr. DNA needs to be played by somebody worthy of the part.
Yes,
Yeah.
you gotta be Mr. DNA.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah, dude. Josh has got to be DNA. Josh
Take their
got to
seats.
rock it.
In the front row of the 50-seat auditorium, Gennaro sits behind them. Hammond walks over to the giant screen in front of them. Behind him, a huge image of himself beams down from him at the giant television screen.
Hello, John. Say hello.
Hey.
Oh, I've got lines.
He scans it looking for his place on the screen. Hammond continues without him.
Fine, I guess, but how did I get here? Here, let me show you. First, I need a drop of your blood. Your blood!
Screen Hammond extends his finger, and the stage Hammond reaches out and mimes poking it with a needle.
Ouch, John, that hurt! Relax, John, that's all part of the miracle of cloning.
While the 2 Hammonds rattle on, the screen image splits into 2 Hammonds, then 4, then 8, and so on, like a shampoo commercial. Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm huddle together excitedly in the audience.
Cloning from what? Loy extraction has never recreated an intact DNA strand.
Not without massive sequence gaps.
Paleo DNA? From what source? How do you get 100 million year old dinosaur blood?
She is so shrill. She is so shrill. In the film, the screen Hammond is joined by another figure, this one animated. Mr. DNA is a cartoon character, a happy-go-lucky double helix strand of recombinant DNA. Mr. DNA jumps down to the screen Hammond's head and slides down his nose.
Well, Mr. DNA, where'd you come from?
From your blood. Just one drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA, the building blocks of life. In the film, Mr. DNA is taking over the show and is speaking to the audience from the screen. A DNA strand, like me, is a blueprint for building a living thing. And sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs, left their blueprints behind for time. You just had to know where to look. The screen image changes from an animated to nature photography look. It's an extreme close-up of a mosquito. Its fangs suck the deep into some animal's flesh, its body pulsing and engorging with blood it's drinking. 100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. And, just like today, they fed on the blood of animals, even dinosaurs. The camera races back to show the mosquito perched top. Sometimes, after biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. Wow! After a long time, the tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside. Science laboratory. The place buzzes with activity. Everywhere there are piles of amber, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Mr. DNA escapes through the hole. Scientist moves the amber onto a microscope. This fossilized tree sap, which we call amber, waited millions of years with a mosquito inside until Jurassic Park scientists came along. Using sophisticated techniques, they extract the preserved blood from the mosquito and, bingo, dino DNA. A single DNA strain contains 3 billion genetic codes. If we looked at screens like these once a second for 8 hours a day, it'd take 2 years to look at the entire DNA strand. It's that long. And since it's so old, it's full of holes. That's where our geneticists take over. Genetics led scientists toil in a lab with 2 huge white towers at either side. Thinking machine supercomputers and gene sequencers break down the strand in minutes. Then virtual reality displays, like PSVR, show our geneticists the gap in the DNA sequence. Since most animal DNA is 90% identical, we use the complete DNA of a frog to fill in the holes in the code. Phew. And now we can make a baby dinosaur. In the audience, the scientists look at each other, not sure.
And the tour moves on.
Something happened
Wait,
there.
you gotta turn your mic down just a hair. Try that again.
Okay. I'm sorry, laddie. I'm getting excited. Alright, where are we?
There
for
you
your
go.
Safety.
From you left off on all of this
For
has
your
some
safety,
dramatic
the row
reason.
of seats moves out of the auditorium interior hallway. Day. The rows of seats move slowly past a row of double pane glass behind a window that says Genetics Fertilization Hatchery. Inside, technicians work at microscopes. In the back of the section, entirely lit by blue ultraviolet light, Mr. DNA voice continues over a speaker in each set. Our fertilization department is where the dinosaur DNA places the DNA in unfertilized emu or ostrich eggs, and then it's on to the nursery where we welcome dinosaurs back into the world. Nero has a wondrous grin plastered on his face, just loving everything now.
This
This
is
is overwhelming, John. Are these characters people, animatronics? No, we don't have any animatronics here. These are the real medical workers at Jurassic Park.
I like it when he says in the actual movie, he goes autoerotica. And Hammond's like, no, we have no animatronic theater. I think that's a better one, but okay. It's so funny. It's like really subtle. Anyway, go ahead. Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm are frustrated, leaning forward, straining against safety bars for a better look, but the cars keep going.
Wait a minute. How do you interpret the cellular mitosis?
Can't we see the unfertilized host eggs?
The cars are already moving onto another set of windows, which give a glimpse into what it looks like a control room.
Shortly.
Our control room contains some of the most sophisticated automation ever attempted in. Grant strains to look back into the labs, but the cars just move past again with no intention of slowing down.
Can't you stop these things?
Sorry, it's kind of a raid.
Let's get out of here.
2 of them team up on the safety bars. Grant shoves his all the way back with 1 foot, and Malcolm does the same. They stand up and head for the door of the hatchery.
Hey, you can't do that.
Too late. Ellie
They
slips
do
out from
that?
under safety bar 2 and stomps right across Gennaro's seat.
Can they do that?
Oh yeah, they reach the door to the hatchery. Grant tries to shove it open, but it just studs into it. He rattles the handle, but the door won't budge. This is on a security card system. Hammond steps up, takes his glasses off.
Relax, Donald, relax. They're scientists. They ought to be curious. It's a retinal scanner.
He pushes various code numbers. The door opens. He steps aside. The group eagerly goes up the
If it's a
stairs.
retinal scanner, why does he have to punch in a code?
It's an early '90s movie. They don't know what a retinal scanner is. They're just trying to be cool.
We read this, and I still didn't
Retinol
catch that. So props to you, buddy. Props to you. And I'm sober.
Grant runs up the stairs. Malcolm and Ellie eagerly try to get a look at the lab. Hammond and Gennaro come up and join Grant as the door.
Hey, John, what I'm just saying, relax, Donald, relax. They're scientists. They ought to be curious.
Hammond reaches the door. Grant tries right open. Sorry.
Dr. Grant, just a minute. Remember what Samuel Johnson said. Curiosity is one of the permanent and certain characteristics of the vigorous intellect. Right, come along.
Hatchery nursery day. The hatchery is a vast open room bathed in infrared light. Long tables run the length of the place, all covered with eggs. Their pale outlines obscured by hissing low mists that fall through the room.
Come on in.
Hammond takes
I don't
off
know
his
how to
hat
say
and
that.
hands
Got
it
it
to
back.
one of the technicians. Henry Wu, late 20s, Asian American, wearing a white lab coat, works at a nearby table making notes.
Good day, Henry.
Oh, good day, sir.
Grant goes to a round open with various eggs under a strong light. One of the eggs makes strong movements. A robotic arm steadies the shell.
My God, look!
Hammond, Ellie, and Malcolm join him, as does Henry Wu.
Oh, perfect timing. I'd hoped they'd hatch before I had to go to the boat.
Henry, why didn't you tell me? You know I insist on being here when they're born.
Hammond puts on a pair of plastic gloves. The egg begins to crack. The robotic arm moves away. A baby dinosaur tries to get up and adjust its head, sticking out of the shell. Hammond reaches down and carefully breaks away egg fragments, helping the baby dinosaur out of its shell.
Come on then. Eight you come.
That's
The
what she
imprint
said.
on the first
So
Go ahead.
on the
smooth,
first
so
living
smooth.
creature they come in contact with. That helps them to trust me. I've been present for the birth of every animal on the island. Just look at that.
That worked out well for him, didn't it?
I know, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Surely not the ones that have bred in the wild. Actually, they can't breed in the wild. Population control is one of our security precautions here. There is no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
Okay, you need to try that line, but a little bit more Asian.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
Asian.
don't know. Okay, I can try. But he's Asian
try.
American. Asian Americans try really hard to be American, so I don't know.
That's
Please
very
do.
true.
Asian American, please.
Okay, I will try.
Try to be, just go for the racist overtones. Of,
Yep,
like,
yep, just
Chinamen
exactly.
of a 1940s movie, like
The
something
Chinamen
like.
have the issue here, Josh.
I'll
Actually, they can't breed in the wild. I
There it
just
is.
can't do an Asian.
I'll do it. Actually, that can't breed in the
No,
wild.
no.
Yeah,
Mike,
yeah.
can you do a German woo? Can you do a German woo there?
I can try.
What's your
but
favorite
it's-
accent to do?
Oh God.
You know it's German. Just think of Till.
Ooh.
But he's not
Right, hello
German,
there.
he's Asian. Actually, they can't breed in the wild. Population control is one of our security precautions here. There is no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
That's good. It's like Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Grant Ellie,
It's so bad.
she manages not to smile.
How do you know they can't breed? Oh, sorry. Because all the animals in Jurassic Park are females. We've engineered them that way.
Hammond keeps his attention trained on the new dinosaur.
Oh my God. Can I have a tissue, please?
Right away. Coming right up.
The animal is now free. Hammond sets it down carefully next to his shell. Grant picks it up and holds it in the palm of his hand under the incubator's heat light.
Blood temperature feels like high 80s.
Ooh.
91.
Grant picks up the large, broken half shell and puts the robotic arm down and snatches it back out of his hand and puts it down.
Homeothermic? It holds that temperature? Incredible.
Malcolm is looking at Hammond, skeptical.
But again, how do you know they're all female? Does someone go into the park and lift up the dinosaurs' skirts? We control their chromosomes. It's not that difficult. All vertebrate embryos are inherently female anyway. It takes an extra hormone at the right developmental stage to create a male, and we simply deny them that.
Your silence intrigues me.
John, the kind of control you're attempting is not possible. If there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free. It expands to new territories. It crashes through barriers, painfully, maybe even dangerously. But, well, there it is.
Ellie listens to him in interest.
Oh, God.
Just so you know, for Malcolm, try to
She's
do
killing it.
a,
She's killing it. No. She's got it. That's awesome. I like her Malcolm better than the Jeff Goldblum one. It's just so snotty. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. Support her head.
Grant, ignoring the others, picks up the baby dinosaur and holding it in the palm of his hand under the incubator's heat light, he spreads the tiny animal out in the back of the hand and delicately runs his finger over its tail, counting the vertebrae. Oh, is that what he's doing?
Uh-oh.
A little puzzled recognition crosses his face.
Hi.
Oh my.
You're implying that a group of composed entirely of females will breed. I'm saying simply that life finds a way.
You can't control anything. I agree with that. I like that.
She walks over to Malcolm. He smiles at her a little too warmly.
You can talk. I don't know how to say it. You just articulate. You know everything I think that I feel. It's exciting. It's exciting that you can't control life. Like, you know, I find that terrifying. Life will always find a way.
That's right. Will break through.
I guess,
I know, it's very exciting.
and scary.
And scary.
When people try to control things, that it's out of their power.
It's anti-nature.
Anti-nature.
Grant doesn't notice as he's still obsessed with the dinosaur. Measuring and weighing it on a nearby lab bench, he stops, a strange look on his face. He knows what this animal is, but it can't be.
What
Grant,
species?
dreading the answer. Go ahead.
What species is this?
Oh, it's a velociraptor.
Grant and Ellie turn slowly and look at each other, then look at Hammond, astonished.
You breed raptors?
Exterior raptor pen day. Grant charges across the compound, a fire in his eyes ahead of Ellie, Malcolm, and Gennaro. Hammond struggles to keep up.
Dr. Grant, we plan to show you the raptors later, after lunch.
Grant has stopped abruptly next to the Velociraptor pen, which you recognize as the heavily fortified cage we saw earlier, which the San Quentin Towers at one end. Grant stands up right against the fence, eyes wide, dying for a glimpse. Hammond catches up slightly out of breath.
Dr. Grant, as I was saying, we've laid out lunch for you before you head out into the park. Alejandro, our gourmet chef.
What are they doing?
As they watch, a giant crane lowers something large down into the middle of the jungle foliage inside the pen. Something very large. It's a steer. The poor thing looks disconcerted as hell, helpless in its harness, flailing its legs in the air.
They're feeding them. Alejandro's preparing a delightful meal for us. A Chilean sea bath, I believe. Shall we?
Grant goes up to the viewing deck. The others follow, staring as the steer disappears into the shroud of the foliage. The line from the crane hangs for a moment. The jungle seems to grow very quiet. They all stare at the motionless crane line. It jerks suddenly, like a fishing pole finally getting a nipple. There's a pause, and then a frenzy. The line jerks every which way. The jungle plants sway and snap from some frantic activity within. There's a cacophony of growling, of snapping, of wet crunches that mean the steer is literally being torn to pieces. This almost makes it worse that we can't see anything of what's going on, and then it's quiet again.
Oh.
The line jerks a few times, then stops. Slowly, the sound of the jungle starts up again.
Oh, it gets so horrifying.
Fascinating animal. Fascinating. Oh my gosh. Give time, they'll throw the T-Rex, guarantee it.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I want to see them. Can we get closer?
Well, he puts a hand on his arm like calming an overexcited child.
Alice, these aren't bones anymore. We're still perfecting a viewing system. The raptors seem to be a bit resistant to integration into a park setting.
A voice comes from behind them.
Oh, what's that?
Who is this?
Who
Oh,
did
God.
It's
yes.
Robert Muldoon.
Yes.
The shooter guy. Who's the shooter guy?
Okay, I guess I'll do that. They'll all be destroyed. They'll all be destroyed.
The same man who spoke. Robert Muldoon, the grim-faced man who was present at the accident in the beginning, is 40ish, British. He joins them and takes his hat off. When Muldoon talks, you listen. Robert. Oh, I'm sorry.
Robert Muldoon, my game warden's from Kenya. Bit of an alarmist, I'm afraid, but he's dealt with the raptors more than anyone.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I had to make a note on my notes. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, Alan Grant, tell me, what kind of metabolism do they have? What's their growth rate? They're lethal at 8 months, and I do lethal. I've hunted most things that I can hunt, and I can hunt you.
Do lethal?
But
what do you mean you do lethal?
And I do lethal.
They're lethal at 8 months,
drug?
and I do lethal. I've hunted most things that can hunt you, but the way these things move, fast for biped, cheetah
Gotta do
speed.
an English accent.
Shit, I gotta think. I don't know English. Damn
Just
it.
try.
Cheetah speed, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. If ever they got out in the open, they're astonishing jumpers.
That's excellent.
Thanks.
Clayton, your move. That was so
yes,
good.
Yes, yes. Which is all to say, there's no why we have to take extreme precautions. This viewing area below us will have 8-inch tempered glass and reinforced steel frames to...
Do they show intelligence with the brain cavity like theirs we've assumed? They showed extreme intelligence, even problem solving, especially the big one. We bred 8 original, but then she came and she took over and the pride killed all but 2 of ours. That one, when she looks at you, you see she's thinking, or other things out there. She's the reason we have to feed them like this. She's had them all attacking the fences like the fetus came.
The fences are electrified, right?
Oh shit, that's right. Then they never attacked the same place twice. They were testing the fences for weakness systematically. They remembered.
I like how
Behind them, the
somebody
crane.
come from South Georgia.
That's right, but they never attacked the same place twice. They were testing the feet. Behind them, the crane whirs back to life, raising the cable back up out of the raptor pen. The guests turn and stare at the end portion of the cable becomes visible. The steer has been... Sorry, my PDF file. The steer has been dragged completely away, leaving only the tattered, bloody harness. Hammond claps his hands
Who's
together
hungry?
excited.
After you, my dear.
Interior visitor center presentation room day. Hammond, Grant, Ellie, Malcolm, and Gennaro. I have to go in like maybe 5-10 minutes, guys, just so you know. So we'll just stop it like a little bit after this. So that's okay.
That's
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I want to hear I want to get to the point where Malcolm gives his big speech. Actually, let's go to you know what? Screw that. I'll just text. Let me text while I'm talking. And then we can go till right after the T-Rex fight. How's that sound?
Yeah. As much time as I can for you guys, because this is fun. I'm on
Aaron,
board.
Clayton, you guys got to go anywhere? You guys go okay?
Oh no, I'm good all night, definitely.
Do we
Awesome,
get to
this
hear
is
that
too
that's one big pile of shit now?
Yes. Yep. Okay, I'm pouring myself a refill. Okay, where are we at?
I just have to
Interior
say,
visitor
Clayton,
center.
your voice is just, it actually makes me feel like we're watching it. I'm not good at voices, but I'm trying.
It's fun. It's so much fun.
This is a lot of
I
fun.
Hammond, Grant, Ellie, Malcolm, and Gennaro eat lunch at a long table in the visitor center restaurant. There's a large buffet table and 2 waiters have to serve them. The room is darkened and Hammond is showing slides of various scenes all around them. Hammond's own recorded voice describes current and future features of the park, while the slides flash artists' renderings of all of them. The real Hammond turns and speaks over the narration.
None of these attractions have been finished yet. The park will open on the basic tour you're about to take, and then other rides will come in line after line after 6 or 12 months. Absolutely spectacular designs. They are no expense.
Besides quick faster, we got a little...
Spare
Donald
no
Gennaro
expense.
has become increasingly friendly with Hammond. Even Giddy grins from ear to ear.
And we can charge anything we want. $2,000 a day, $10,000 a day. People will pay it. And then there's the merchandising. Donald, the park was not built to cater only to the super rich. Everyone in the world's got the right to enjoy these animals. Sure they will, sure they will. We'll have a coupon day or something.
At the plate he's eating from, it's in the shape of the island itself. It looks like the drinking cup. It's got a T-Rex on it and a splashy Jurassic Park logo. There are a stack of folded amusement park style maps on the table in front of Grant. He picks up one, boldly across the top it says, "Fly United at Jurassic Park."
From combined revenue streams for all 3 parks should reach $8.9 billion a year. That's conservative, of course. There's no reason to speculate wildly. I've never been a rich man. I hear it's nice. Is it nice?
Ian Malcolm, who's been watching the screens with outright contempt, starts as if he's finally had enough.
Oh yeah, here we go.
The lack of humanity before nature that's been displayed here staggers me.
Thank you, Dr. Malcolm, but I think things are a little different here than you and I fear.
Yes, I know. They're a lot worse.
Now wait a second. We haven't seen the park yet. Let's just hold on our concerns until. Wait, we were invited to this island to evaluate safety conditions on the park. Physical containment, the theory is that all simple systems have complex behavior, that animals in a zoo environment will eventually begin to behave in an unpredictable fashion, and have nothing to do with all that evaluation. This is not some existential furlough. This is an on-site inspection. You are a doctor. Do your job. You are invalidating your own assessment. I'm sorry, John. All right, Donald, all right. But just let him talk. I want to hear all viewpoints. I truly do.
Don't you see the danger, John, inherent in what you're doing here? Genetic power is the most awesome force ever seen on this planet.
I love it.
But you wield it like a
Perfect.
kid who's found his dad's gun. If I may, it is hardly appropriate to start hurling, excuse me, generalizations before I'll tell you. The problem with scientific power you've used is it didn't require any discipline to attain it. You read what others had done and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge yourselves, so you don't take the responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you knew what you had, you patented it, packaged it, slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you want to sell it.
You couldn't give us a due credit.
Bravo.
Our scientists have done things no one could ever do before.
Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think if they should. Science can create pesticides, but it can't tell us not to use them. Science can make a nuclear reactor, but it can't tell us not to build it.
But this is nature. Why not give an extinct species a second chance? I mean, condors. Condors are on the verge of extinction. If I'd created a flock of them on the island, you wouldn't be saying any of it.
Hold on, this is no species that was obliterated by deforestation or the building of a dam. Dinosaurs had their shot. Nature selected them for extinction.
I didn't understand this Luddite attitude, especially from a scientist. How can we stand in the light of discovery and not act?
There's nothing that great about discovery. It's a violent, penetrative act that scars what it explores. What you call discovery, I call the rape of the natural world.
Let's hear something from the others. Dr. Grant, I'm sorry. Dr. Sattler? The question is, how much can you know about an extinct ecosystem? And therefore, how can you assume that you can control it? You have plants here in this building, for example, that are poisonous. You pick them because they look pretty. But these are aggressive living beings that have no idea what century they're in. And they will defend themselves violently if necessary.
Exasperated, Hammond turns to Grant, who looks shell-shocked.
Yo.
If there's one person who can appreciate all of this,
Grant speaks quietly, really thrown by all of this.
I feel elated and frightened. The world just changed so radically. We're all running to catch up. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but look. Dinosaurs and man, two species separated by 65 million years of evolution, have just suddenly been thrown back into the mix together. How can we have the faintest idea of what to expect?
I didn't believe it. I expected you to come down here and defend me from these characters, and you're the only one I've got on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. Thank you.
One of the waiters whispers to Hammond.
Ah, they're here.
Who?
Interior, Visitor Center, lobby, day. Hammond, Grant, Ellie, Malcolm, and Gennaro walk out of the restaurant and into the lobby of the Visitor Center. They head down the stairs and past the skeletons of the dinosaurs again.
Quick note. Who? The kids are coming up. Who wants to be them? The boy and the girl.
No, what's
Okay.
I'm supposed to be
what's
left.
the
Okay.
what are the who has what?
Tim. All right. Who's Tim? Just curious.
Didn't you already sort those out?
You already signed everything, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm Lex.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm being a jackass. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I think
was-
Mayor's Tim,
Fine.
right?
Oh, are you Tim Mayer?
Go.
Am I?
Yeah, you're not. I think so.
Okay.
Don't expect Lex to be much different from Ellis. Just throwing it out there. I don't have much variety on the female voice end of the spectrum.
You gotta go even higher and shriller. That's your goal.
Okay.
Wait, could I be Lex? I'll trade you. I'll trade you.
Go for it.
I'll give you Mate, M-A-T-E, okay? And I'll be Lex.
MATE.
Yeah, put that in your notes. M-A-T-E. It's a character. It is. It really is.
Doing Tim?
I'm taking Lex, the 12-year-old girl.
Yep, you're doing Tim, Mayor. You got Tim.
Okay. Tim.
Thank you. 'Cause I was starting to get overwhelmed with like 4 different voices in the same.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that okay, Clayton?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'll
This is awesome. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
We're back on track.
Okay, they head down the stairs and past the skeletons of the dinosaurs again.
Hammond?
Oh, I was supposed to be Tim and Lex. Oh boy, that would have been frustrating.
I'm glad we delegated. I got stuck with a crap load of characters. Okay, go ahead.
All right, Hammond.
Sorry, whose line is it?
It's you.
You four are gonna be going to have a little company on the park, in the park. Spend a little time with our target audience. Maybe they'll help you get in the spirit of the place.
What does he mean by target audience?
And Tim's come to the door center. There it is. 2 kids standing in the doorway to the center breaks into a broad smile. Tim, the boy, is about 9 years old. Alexis, his sister, looks around 12.
Grandpa!
They race across the lobby and into Hammond's arms, knocking him over on the steps.
We miss you.
Thanks for the presents.
We love the presents.
You must be careful with me. Did you like the helicopter?
It was great. It drops. We were dropping.
Grant looks on. Exterior. Okay. 2 modified Ford Explorers leap out of an underground garage beneath the visitor center. They move quietly with a faint electronic hum and straddle a partially buried metal rail in the middle of the road. They pull to a stop where the group is gathered. Ellie is off to the side with Alexis, introducing herself warmly. Hammond is with Malcolm, Grant, and Gennaro.
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom.
Their parents are getting a divorce and they need the diversion. Dude, I just realized something. The kids in this movie and the kids in the Jurassic World, both their parents are having a divorce.
I did not know that. Wow. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run.
10 seconds? 10.
Josh, you know what I mean.
So, Mayor, what kind of movies do you enjoy?
Well, just all kinds. I don't like horror movies. I can't do horror movies, but
Understandable.
yeah, anything that isn't like soulless, like a lot of the stupid kind of commercialized I can't watch that stuff, but
Sure, I totally hear it.
yeah, like anything that's got like a story or some kind of you know what I mean, like
Right, yeah, something with a point or some good narration or
I
a good
really
plot,
like
yeah.
movies that make you think, you know.
What's the last movie that you saw that affected you that way?
Oh God, oh boy, it's been a while since I've actually watched a movie, but shit, I'm trying
Oh
to
no,
think. Oh, Interstellar, that was really good. I liked that one a
Well,
lot.
that is a good one.
that's legit. That's a really
Yeah,
good one.
that was a good movie. That was a while ago.
Matthew
they're just-
McConaughey.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, we're
he's
good.
back.
Whew, thank you.
Doing it. We need to do Interstellar at some point. Well, no, maybe not. But like, I agree with you, Mayor. That's a really
that
good
wouldn't
movie.
be as fun. Just saying.
Yeah,
I know,
I'm so glad we decided to do. Like when I threw Jurassic Park out there, I was kind of joking, but you jumped on it, and I'm so glad we're doing it.
Yeah,
This
Jurassic Park is a good call.
You guys have both good points. I would like to do a funny movies to break up the seriousness, and then actually try doing roles that are serious and see what we feel like. You know.
Oh no! I don't think so. I like what we're doing.
Okay.
I mean, I'll do
The
whatever.
only
I'll do
way
whatever.
I think it would be fun to do a serious movie is if you did a serious movie and then just made it stupid, you know? Like,
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like Gone with the Wind.
otherwise-
Yeah, like Gone with the Wind would be great.
Oh my
That
God,
would be
yes.
fun. Oh my god.
That's like 3
Okay.
hours long. It'd take us
So-
Oh
years.
God. Yeah, it would.
One of my friend and I, back in college, we used to do Mickey Mouse voice. And we had a thing called, we did a pervert Mickey, which was just saying really inappropriate things in Mickey's voice, which was a lot of fun.
Right.
Don't
But
forget
then we
we're
did-
still being recorded.
I know. But then we did famous famous movie lines as Mickey.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites was Gone with the Wind. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Okay. So where did we leave off on?
2 modified Ford Explorers leapt out of an underground garage beneath the visitor center. They moved quietly with a faint electronic straddle a partially buried middle rail in the middle of the road. They pull to a stop where the group is gathered. Ellie is off to the side of the Lexus, introducing herself warmly. Hammond is with Malcolm, Grant, and Gennaro.
Sorry, I was texting. Where are we?
Hammond, have a heart, gentlemen.
Have a heart, gentlemen. Their parents are getting a divorce and they need the diversion. Hey, where are the brakes? Brakes? No brakes. They're electric cars guided by this truck on the roadway and totally non-polluting, top of the line. You spared no expense.
I've been waiting for this. It's interactive CD-ROM! Look! See? You touch the right part of the screen and it just looks whatever you want!
Spared no expense. I'll be watching you from the control, back in the control room. Come along, my dear. You'll ride in the second car. I can promise you'll have a real wonderful time. Oh, thank you so much. So I'll see you later then?
Hammond turns and heads back toward the visitor center.
Oh shit, am I not? No, I'm not.
I'll ride with Dr. Saddler.
He turns and walks over to Ellie. Grant frowns, not liking this one bit. He moves to follow, but Tim cuts him off and stares up at him wide-eyed.
I read your book.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Grant heads for the rear car. Tim follows.
Do you really think dinosaurs turned into birds and that's where all the dinosaurs went?
Grant opens the door of the rear car and climbs in. Tim follows.
Well, a few species may have evolved along those lines. Yeah.
2 to 4 passengers to a car, please. Children under 10 must be accompanied by an adult. Tim is right behind Grant, so Grant keeps moving across the back seat of the car and out the other door, but Tim follows.
You sure don't look like birds to me. I heard a meteor hit the Earth and made this like 100-mile crater someplace down in Mexico.
You listen, Tim, which car are you planning on?
Whichever one you're in.
Grant goes to the front car again, opens the rear door, and holds it for Tim, who climbs the back seat, rattling on and on.
Then I heard about what? Oh, then I heard about this one thing in Omni about the meteor making all this heat that made a bunch of diamond dust, and that changed the weather and it died because of the weather. Then my teacher told me about this other book by a guy named Backer, and he said the dinosaurs died of a bunch
Slam!
of diseases.
Grant closes the car door on Tim. He turns and heads for the rear vehicle and bumps right into Lex.
She said I should ride with you because it would be good for you.
Grant looks over at Ellie annoyed.
She's a deeply neurotic woman.
Cut to interior control room day. The Jurassic Park control room looks like a mission control for a space launch with several computer terminals and dozens of video screens that display images of various dinosaurs taken from all over the park. There's a large glass map on the island in the front of the room that's lit up like a Christmas tree with various colored lights, each with a number on and an identification code next to it. But the place is unfinished with unattached cables, construction materials, blah, 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 blah. Muldoon whisks in through the double doors. Hammond is right behind him. They go straight to the main console where Ray Arnold. Who's Arnold?
I think
Samuel Jackson.
Isn't that Samuel? Oh, that was supposed to be Browning. I was so looking forward to Browning being Samuel L. Jackson.
Can we just suck that in for a second?
That would have been amazing. Who is he? No.
He's the guy with the cigarette, remember? Access denied.
No, I'm saying he was playing it.
Yeah, I'm Arnold. I'm Arnold. Yeah! Yeah!
Hey, Clayton, I didn't mean to cut you off brashly to keep on track with this. When we're done with this, I'd love to talk with you further about different book or movies or shows to narrate if you're up for it, buddy, okay? And again, if I hurt your feelings, I apologize. That was not my intentions.
You're fine.
Okay, good.
So very, very hurt. So,
There's Malone, right?
Ray Arnold, 40, Muldoon's character, National Weather Service.
Oh, wait. Okay. National Weather Service is tracking a tropical storm about 5 miles west of us.
I don't know what that's supposed to be. Cameron sighs and looks over Arnold's shoulder.
I'll keep an eye
Build
out.
in Orlando.
I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll swing south like the last one.
Hey, start the two-up program.
Punches.
Hold on to your butt.
I've been waiting for that. Oh god.
It allows chunky explorers start forward along the pathway. Gennaro, Tim, and Lex are in the front vehicle. Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm in the rear. Exterior, main gates. Day. They pass through two enormous primitive gates. Torches blazing on either side. Exterior, Jurassic Park. Day. In the rear car. The Explorer speakers blare with fanfare of trumpets and of interior video screens flashes. Welcome to Jurassic Park. A familiar voice comes with a loudspeaker. Welcome to Jurassic Park. You are now entering the lost world of the prehistoric past. A world with creatures long gone from the face of the earth, which you are privileged to see for the first time. Hammond watches the monitor. His grandchildren are enjoying themselves.
That's James Jones or Richard Fuller. We spend no expense. Two different people.
That's why the or is. You have to pick one. In the park, the fences are retained. Dude, wouldn't that have been cool if James Earl Jones was the guy in that?
Dude, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what could have been?
No, wait. Hey, Josh, if you're doing voiceover, do whatever voice you want. Hell, make it James Earl Jones if you want.
Oh, I know. I like this voice. I don't know what it is. Maybe. In the park, the fences are retaining walls are covered with greenery and growth to heighten the illusion of moving through a jungle. In the front car, Gennaro.
The accident took place in a restricted area. It would not have been available to the public access. So how can the safety of the public be called, or safety of the public be called into question? I don't know why I had problems.
Cars come to the top of a low rise. The tour voice continues. To the right, you will see a herd of the first. Hold on a second. To the right, you will see a herd of the first dinosaurs on our tour called the Dilophosaurus.
Nice.
In the front car, Tim and Lex practically slam up against the windows to get a good look.
John.
The safety. That's the problem I have to answer.
Shh.
I can't see.
What are you looking for?
Dilophosaurus.
In the rear car, Grant looks at the map. Ellie, hearing the voice, reacts.
Oh, shit!
Dilophosaurus.
Grant, Malcolm, Eddie press against the windows down near the riverbank. There are a lot of useful, beautiful plants, but no sign of a herd of anything. The tour voice continues anyway. One of the earliest carnivores we now know, Dilophosaurus, is actually poisonous, spitting its venom at its prey, causing blindness and eventually paralysis, allowing the carnivore to eat at its leisure. This makes Dilophosaurus a beautiful but deadly addition to Jurassic Park. Corny, scary music plays over the speaker in the front car.
There's nothing there.
In the rear car,
Alan, where?
Granny and the others sit back disappointed.
Damn.
On the road, the cars move on. As they roll past, we notice the headlights are on even in the daytime. Cut to Imperial Control Room Day. Ray Arnold watches the computer screen and the video monitors at the same time, keeping an eye on the cars as they move through the park. Hammond hovers over his shoulders.
Vehicle headlights are on and don't respond. You should be running off the car batteries.
He reaches in, sees signs and reaches for a clipboard hanging next to his chair and jots this down.
Item 151 on today's glitch list. We got all the problems of a major theme park and a major zoo, and computer's not even on its feet yet.
Hammond shakes his head and turns to the technician to his right. He slows back to them, watching a Costa Rican game show with one of his monsters and drinking a Jolt Cola.
Jolt Cola.
Dennis, our lives are in your hands, and you can butterfree.
The technician turns around his chair and extends his arm in a Christ-like pose. As we get a good look at him, we see the sinking feeling that we've seen him somewhere before, and we have. Dennis Nedry is the man who accepted the suitcase full of cash in San Jose.
Kind of hard to miss
Totally
it.
Mary?
appreciated in my time. What?
No, you're doing great. Go ahead.
I am totally unappreciated in my time. We can run the whole park from this room with minimal staff for up to 3 days. Do you think that kind of automation is easy or cheap? You know, anybody who can network 8 connection machines and debug 2 million lines of code for what I did this job? Because I'd sure as hell like to see them try.
I'm sorry about your financial problems. I really am. But they are your problems.
You're right.
You're right, John. You're absolutely right. Everything's my problem.
I will not get drawn into another financial conversation with you, Dennis. I really will not.
I don't think there's been any debate. There's no debate. My mistakes.
I don't blame people for their mistakes, but I do ask that they pay from them.
Thanks, Dad.
Finish the headlights.
I'll debug the tour program when they get back, okay? I'll eat a lot of computer cycles. Parts of the system may go down for a while. Don't blame me if I am playing losing memory.
Muldoon, who's been hovering over the video monitors, as always turns toward them annoyed.
Quiet, all of you. They're coming to the Tyrannosaurus padlock.
I don't know what is worse, like Clayton's attempt at doing Samuel L. Jackson and your attempt at doing this character.
Hey, I read that.
I'm trying so bad.
It's a two-way tie for like absolute horrendously bad. Cut 2. Exterior Tyrannosaurus day. The two explorers drive along a high ridge and stop at the edge of a large fence, open plain that is separated from the field by a 15-foot fence, clearly marked with danger signs and ominous-looking electrical posts. Tim, Lex, and Gennaro are pressed forward against the windows, eyes wide, waiting for you-know-who in the rear car. The voice of the radio drones on, but Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm aren't even listening anymore, dying of anticipation. The mighty Tyrannosaurus arose late in the dinosaur history. Dinosaurs ruled the earth for hundreds and 50 million years, but it wasn't until the last.
Will you turn that thing off?
Ellie flips the switch and they wait in silence. Except for Malcolm, who looks at the ceiling, thinking aloud.
God created dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs eat man. Women inherit the earth. Hold on, we'll try to tempt the Rex.
In the paddock, there is a low humming sound. Out in the middle of the field, a small cage rises up into view, lifted on hydraulics from underground. Oh. The cage bars slide down, thank you, Clayton, leaving the cage's occupant standing alone in the middle of the field. It's a goat, one leg chained to a stake. It looks around confused and bleats plaintively. In the front car, Lex and Tim look at the goat with widely different reactions.
What's gonna happen to the goat? What's he gonna eat? The goat?
Excellent!
What's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops?
I happen to be a vegetarian.
And thus the hipster began. In the rear car...
T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. He wants to hunt. You can't just suppress 65 million years of gut instinct.
The paddock, the goat waits and waits. From the explorer, 6 faces watch it expectantly. The goat tugs on its chain. It walks back and forth. Nervous, it bleats. In the rear car, Grant watches, his eyes glued, his breathing becoming a little more rapid. In the front car, Tim and Lex can't tear their eyes away. In the paddock, finally the goat lays down. In the rear car, everyone sits back, disappointed again, as the cars pull forward to continue the tour. Malcolm picks up the microphones.
Now, eventually, you do plan to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right?
Aaron just shakes his head as Malcolm's voice comes through.
I really hate that man.
Nailed it.
Exterior Park Day. Grant gets into the seat, leaving Malcolm behind Ellie. He longingly looks out the opposite window while Malcolm rattles on to Ellie.
You see, the Tyrannosaur doesn't obey set patterns or park schedules. It's the essence of chaos.
I'm still not clear on chaos.
It simply deals with unpredictability in complex systems. Its only principle is the butterfly effect. A butterfly can flap its wings in Peking, and in Central Park you get rain instead of sunshine.
Ellie gestures with her hand to show this information has gone right over her pretty little head.
I'm gesturing, guys.
I made a flyby. I go too fast.
Looking out of the opposite window, Grant sees movements so far into the field. He sits up, bolt upright, trying to get a better look. Malcolm, looking for another example.
Here, give me your glass of water.
He dips his hand into the glass of water. He takes Ellie's hand in his own.
Ooh.
Make, like, hieroglyphics. Now watch the way the drop of water falls on your hand.
He flicks his fingers and a drop falls on the back of Ellie's hand.
Ready? Freeze your hand. Now I am going to do the same thing from the exact same place. Which way is the drop going to roll off? Over
The same
finger?
way.
Or down your thumb, or the other side.
The same way.
It changed. Why? Because, and here's the principle of tiny variations, the orientations of the hairs.
Hey, Alan, listen to this.
On your hand, the amount of blood distending in your vessels, imperfections in the skin.
Imperfections?
Microscopic, never easy, and vastly affect the outcome. That's what?
Unpredictability.
If we haven't seen it yet, I'm quite sure it's going on in this park right now.
There's definitely something out in that field, and Grant has to see it. He jerks onto the door handle and opens his door a few inches. He looks outside towards freedom, and then looks around to see if anybody's watching him. Malcolm lowers his voice, becoming more seductive now.
Oh my gosh. Creeper.
It's a lot like that, isn't it? You meet someone by chance, you'll never meet again, and the course of your whole future changes. It's dynamic, it's exciting, I think.
Grant throws the door open and bolts out of the moving car.
There, see, I'm right again. No one could have predicted Dr. Grant would suddenly jump out of a moving vehicle.
He jumps out 2 falls into the field.
There's another example.
In the front car.
Hey, I want to go with them.
In the rear car.
See, here I am by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory. What the hell am I doing here? I'm the only one who knows what's going on, etc., etc.
In interior control room bay, Hammond, Muldoon, and Arnold stare at the video monitor incredulously. Oh boy, this is the crack voiceover team right here. I'm gonna tell you, Muldoon and Arnold in the same scene. Stare at the video monitor incredulously as everyone now pilots out of the cars and follows Grant down the hill. The cars roll on slowly, empty, the doors hanging open.
Mr. Hammond. Stop the program! Stop the program!
There you are. How many times do I have to tell you we're locking mechanisms on the vehicle doors?
Introducing a peek at the video monitor. It shows an image of the steel door plainly marked embryonic cold storage restricted. It looks to another monitor which is labeled East Dock. The monitor shows a supply ship moored to the dock. Its cargo is being uploaded and a large group of workers is filing aboard. I guess so.
On or offloaded?
I don't know. It says uploaded. So, yep. Andrew has something in the counter where no one can see it. It's a can of shaving cream.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. Exterior park day.
Wait.
Grant, Ellie, Gennaro, and the kids are out in the open field heading toward a small island of trees. For the first time, we notice the sky is darkened rather early in the day. Tim dogs Grant's footsteps, so excited he can hardly keep his feet on the ground.
So, like I was saying, there's this other book by a guy named Tucker, and he said dinosaurs died of a bunch of diseases. He definitely didn't say they turned into birds.
Gennaro is scared as hell following the others, but his head darted left and right.
Alan, where are we going? You see something?
A Gennaro?
Anyone else think we shouldn't be out here?
And his book was a lot better than yours.
Really?
Yours was fully illustrated, honey.
Anybody at all? Now feel free to speak up.
Lex stumbles and Grant takes her hand to stop her from falling. She looks at him and smiles. Grant smiles back and tries to recover his hand, but Lex holds tight. He's massively uncomfortable. Ellie notices. Suddenly, they all stop in their tracks. A huge smile spreads across the faces of both Tim and Grant. Grant walks forward. Tim follows.
Timmy!
Come back here, blanket head!
Fearless, Tim walks forward behind Grant.
Shit, who's Harding?
Is Harding?
Hi, everybody! Don't be scared!
I think who's Harding?
I have no idea.
Josh is now. Josh, you're all Harding.
Isn't
Well,
Harding?
hi there, everybody! Don't... What?
No, you're right. I'm good.
Shit, who's Harding? I can't remember.
Oh, hey, everybody! Don't be scared!
Who's freaking Harding?
Tim reaches the clearing and sees a triceratops, a big one, lying outside, blocking the light at the end of the path. Blah, 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 blah. Grant sits next to Harding, almost in a daze.
Beautiful. Is it okay? Can I touch it?
Why, sure.
Oh,
Grant walks to the next to the animal and strokes his head. Ellie moves forward to the animal.
Oh, Ellie, it's so beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever saw.
It's my favorite.
Neil, checking the animal. He furrows his brow, noticing something, all professional curiosity now. The animal's tongue, dark purple, droops limply from its mouth.
Ellie, take a look at this.
Yeah, baby girl, it's okay.
She scratches the tongue with her fingernail. A clear liquid leaks from the broken blisters.
Microvegetables. That's interesting.
Grant, fascinated, wanders all the way around to the back of the animal. Whoa. Harding joins Ellie. Keep it cycling, pervs. Here we go. Hard enjoys Ellie and hands his pen mic. Oh no. It's getting worse.
Harding imbalance. Harding.
No, it's Ellie.
No, I already said my line.
What'd you say?
What are her symptoms?
What are her symptoms?
Imbalance, disorientation, labored breathing. It seems to happen about every 6 weeks or so.
6 weeks?
She takes the penlight from the veterinarian and shines it in the animal's eyes.
Are there pupillary effects from the tranquilizer?
Yes, metodic people should be constricted.
These are dilated. Take a look.
They are. Well, I'll be damned.
Oh my god.
That's pharmacological. That's criminal complaint life.
She turns and studies the surrounding landscape. Her mind's really at work puzzling over each piece of foliage.
Is this West Indian lilac?
Oh yeah, we know they toxic, but the animals don't eat them.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm pretty sure.
There's only one way to be positive. I need to see some droppings. I have to see the dinosaurs dropping.
You won't be able to miss them. Can't miss them.
Oh, sorry. Dino droppings?
Yeah.
That was way too
Interior
exciting.
control room day. Hammond and Arnold are watching video monitors, displeased about something. Arnold is looking at one that gives them a view from the beach, looking out at an ocean. The clouds beyond are almost black with a tropical storm.
That storm system hasn't dissipated or changed course. We're gonna have to cut the tour short, I'm afraid. Pick it up again tomorrow where we left off.
You're sure we have to
Sorry,
do...
we have to. I'm Hammond, you Greek.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I almost called you a bastard, I'm sorry. It just kind of slips out when I'm in my Scottish mode. Yeah, sure we have to. It's not worth taking the chance, John.
Sustained wind, 45 knots.
You're
Tell
doing
them
your
to get-
Sean Connery, Mike.
It's the only one I know how to do. It's all I know how to do.
Sean Connery.
It is, it
You
is.
said
Tell
from
them when they
like
get back
an
to the car.
Australian into a Sean Connery now.
I'm trying my best.
I don't. Yeah, that's what it is.
Tell them when they get
That's
back to
exactly-
the car.
Thanks, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, last shuttle to the dock leaves in approximately 5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now. Damn!
Nailed it.
Across the room.
Nailed it.
Nedry stares at his video monitor watching the boat. He's on the phone with the mate, whose images he can see on the monitor. The seas around the dock are much rougher now.
I'm doing this as a German.
Shit. Who's me? Oh,
We're
that's
not
dead.
well berthed here without the storm barrier. We may have to leave as soon as the last works are aboard.
No, you stick to the plan. You wait till they're back from the tour.
Exterior field day. As the weather grows darker, Ellie, Grant, Hardin, and Malcolm are grouped together around an enormous spore of Triceratops extrica that stands at least waist high and is covered with buzzing flies.
That is one big pile of shit.
Nailed it.
Ellie has plastic gloves on the reach up to her elbows and is just withdrawing her hands from the middle of the dung.
You're right. There's no trace of lilac berries. It's so weird, though. She shows all the classic signs of melatoxicity. Every 6 weeks.
She turns and walks out into the open field at a few paces thinking. Malcolm watches her and looks back at the dung.
She's, tenacious.
You have no idea.
You will remember to wash your hands before you eat anything.
Interior control room day. Dennis Nedry is busily and surreptitiously typing a series of commands into his console on his screen. A cartoon hand winds up in the cartoon clock, moving its second hand up to the 12. The clock rotates around to face us. There's a large green dollar sign in the middle. A big word appears on the screen and an option surrounded by a forbidding red box. Execute, it says. Exterior Park Bay. The skies are really foreboding now. and there's a sense of growing urgency. Ellie is by the animal, a short distance away from the group. Grant is near her, thinking.
Ellie, I've been thinking there's something about the periodicity. Thank you. Periodicity doesn't add up.
I know.
Tim holds rocks, calls out a little. Tim?
Tim.
These look kind of familiar.
Triceratops was a constant browser, and a constant browsers would be constantly sick.
Constantly sick.
Not just every 6 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen pictures of these.
Tim.
In your fully illustrated book.
Grant just rolls his eyes, but Ellie comes over and checks out the stone.
What's that?
A light goes on in her eyes.
Alan! Gizzard stone!
She throws Grant one of the stones. They look at each other in amazement. As before, when they got excited, they talk right over each other.
Elm, that explains the periodicity.
The state of the berries because it...
A totally incidental, unrelated to the feeding pattern.
What are you guys saying?
It's simple, see? Some animals like her don't have teeth.
Like birds.
Like birds. What happens is they swallow the stones and hold them in a muscular sac in their stomach.
A gizzard.
Which is called a gizzard. And it helps them mash their food, but what happens after a while...
What happens is, after a while, the stones get smooth every 6 weeks, so the animal regurgitates them.
Barfs them up.
And swallows fresh ones.
And when she swallows the stones, she swallows the poison berries, too. That's what makes her sick. Good work, Tim.
Wow, that's why. I never knew that. She looks at
They
Grant
didn't really talk
pointedly.
about it in the movie.
Yeah.
They never really
deleted
explained it.
Exactly.
Left it
Deleted it. I see why they deleted it, but it's cool to know. She looks at Grant pointedly.
Mhm.
Tim looks up at Grant too, smiling from ear to ear. Grant grunts, not so easily convinced. Thunder rumbles as the storm overhead is about to bust loose. Gennaro, scared of more than one thing now, puts his foot down.
Doctors, if you please, I have to insist we get moving.
Oh, you know, if it's all right, I'd like to stay with Dr. Harding and finish up with the trike. Is that okay?
I cannot not hear Mickey Mouse at this point.
I can't either.
Well, sure, I got a gas powered Jeep. I can drop her off with the visitor center before I make the boat with the others.
I'll catch up with you. Then you can go with the others.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll just finish. I want to finish.
There's a lightning flash now with a tooth-rattling thunderclap right on its heels.
Now.
Grant turns and follows the others, Lex right in his tracks. Ellie and Harding go back to the Triceratops, which is starting to come back to life. As Ellie reaches the Explorer, he turns back for one last look at Ellie. He raises his hand to wave, but she has turned the other way. Feeling silly, he drops his hand and goes into the woods. Just as he does, Ellie turns and waves to him with his back turned to the Mississippi. In this way, they say goodbye. Back at the cars, as the reflection of the group approaches, the first raindrops fall on the windshields of the tour vehicles. They're big, fat drops. They kick up little clouds of dust. As they smack into glass, it's going to be a hell of a storm.
Not so subtle foreshadowing.
I think that's a good spot to stop it right there. Like,
All right.
bookmark it and come back to it next week.
Yeah.
All right, are we stopping? Because I'm going to stop the broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been an awesome first. Oh man, this is so much fun, you guys.